Joining me now to react is Terry Schilling, president of the American Principals Project, APP. Good to see you, Terry.
Good to see you too, Alicia.
So this teacher said Loudoun County no longer values her or many of her colleagues because the school continues to push their new critical race theory curriculum. So in your opinion, what's wrong with CRT?
Well, at the heart of critical race theory is the belief that the content of your character is determined by the color of your skin. It's something that we know is we just know in its heart it's not true. And it goes against everything that Martin Luther King Jr., who was the greatest civil rights leader of our time, came out and said that he believed. The really toxic thing about this, though, is just how coercive it is. They're not just firing teachers and making them choose between teaching our kids to be racist. They're teaching our kids to be racist. When you're a teacher, you're teaching kids the truth, or what kids believe to be the truth, and what parents hire them to teach them is the truth. So when these kids are learning that the color of your skin determines who you are as a human being, and that America is intrinsically and systematically racist, it's disastrous, and it's all funded by our taxpayer dollars. Parents across the country are rising up, and they're standing up against this. It's just saying no more. We need a lot more teachers like the teachers in Loudoun County who are standing up against this and resigning. We need to protest this and be civilly disobedient.
She does. She did have a lot of courage. In a nation, especially now where we are more divided than ever before, we want unity. And do you think this critical race theory divides us even more so?
Exactly. Look, progressives only get power. If you look at history, progressives only get power through three methods. It's through deceit, it's through stupidity, and it's through encouraging division. They can't control us. They can't rule us unless we're all divided against ourselves and we're stupid. And what critical race theory does is it does all three. It lies to us, it makes us dumber, and it divides us by the color of our skin, something that doesn't matter in this country and never should matter in this country. It's inherently evil, and it's not going to be enough to just ban it from our schools. We have to be vigilant, because if we ban it from the schools, the teachers will still teach it. It just won't be on the official curricula. So we've got to start sending our kids into schools with cameras. They've got cell phones. We need to start recording them, and we need to start thinking like dissidents and like people who are resisting this oppressive tyranny that they're trying to force on us.
Matters into your own hands is one great strategy. So Morris actually encouraged her peers to leave the public school system for private schools, which is great. They'll probably get paid more if you're a teacher. But what about the families who can't afford private school for their children? What do they do?
That's the toughest question. And it's really just a matter of justice, right? We're already paying for these schools with our taxes. And to go to parents who are already struggling to make ends meet, I have 5 kids. It's very expensive. It costs a lot of money. And I don't profit at the end of each year. To ask them to not only pay their taxes and fund these failures of government schools, and then also have to pay for additional schooling on top of that, it's unjust, it's evil, it's wrong. We have to start pulling our kids out of these schools. Your kids would be better off not going to school, just entirely, because they're not teaching them English, they're not teaching them math, they're not teaching them the basics. They're indoctrinating them into a progressive woke ideology, and it's going to make them evil and idiotic.
You would think that reading and math would take center stage. So tell us more about the American Principals Project and its new Big Family initiative.
Oh, this is something that I'm very excited about. We've been planning it for years. We launched it this summer. It's called the Big Family. And the concept is simple, is that if you're not organized in politics, if you're not fighting for your rights through the law, you're never going to get your rights. And families have not had a political advocate to unelect the bad guys that are hurting us and to elect good guys that'll help and defend us. So we started the Big Family. And, there's big tobacco, big oil, big pharma, big tech, but there has been no big family that will go in and punish our enemies and help our friends. And that's what we're doing. And we've had over 4,000 people across the country sign up in just the first 2 weeks. So we're growing incredibly. I'd encourage all of your viewers to go to savethefamily.app. It's $25 a year. We're just using this to build up a political organization very similar to the NRA or the AARP. We're going to change this country. We're going to save the family, but we can't do it without your help.
Okay, savethefamily.aap, correct?
APP.
APP.
SaveTheFamily.app.
Terry Schilling, president of the American Principals Project, APP. Thanks for being here. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, Alicia.